to my channel, or welcome if you are new. I'm sure you are new because this is a new channel, but I do have a few subscribers, so welcome back if you are one of those. I hope you're all well. Today I am working on my Pic2Pat design. That is a picture of my partner's parents' dog, and his name is Frank. This is being stitched on an 18 count Aida, and it is the max colour version that you can get. I don't know if any of you are familiar with the Pic2Pat website, but you can choose how large you want it, how many, what count you'd like it in, how many colours you'd like. So this is the max colour version, and believe me, for a brown dog, this dog has a lot of colours. I think actually this pattern has more colours in it than my Aida, which I wasn't expecting, but I've committed to it now, so that is what we're doing. So today I am, well, when I started this pattern, I actually was working down in this area below here. I started doing cross country in a 20 by 20 square, and I did that for a little while, and then I just couldn't get on with it, so I ended up moving up to the top left corner and just stitching diagonally, parking in rows as I do with everything else. So as I'm stitching diagonally now, I'm still coming across parts where I've stitched cross country, so that's kind of what we're dealing with here. So I'm stitching on this diagonal here. I've just got this tiny bit here to do, which is actually his eye, and then I'll move on to this tiny bit, which is the end of this page, and then I may move down or over to the right and work on that page, but I shall decide that once this part is done. So yeah, this is being stitched 201 full cross. I'm not sure if tent would work on 18. I think maybe it's a bit too big. The squares are a bit too big for the full coverage. Maybe it does work, I don't know, I didn't try. So yeah, so we're starting in this area, and as lovely and exciting as the eye is, the colours in it are stitches that are only in the eye, obviously in his other eye when I get to there. So they're just often 1 or 2 stitches, which is my least favourite thing. Starting the stitch and having to end the stitch. But I can't really, in this area, just substitute in another nearby colour because it's his eye, so. Okay, so let's start. So we just got 2 stitches for this colour. It's actually the 25th of February today, so not long left for this on the whip go for February, although he is on my board a few more times, so maybe he'll be called again for March. And I actually think, as far as I'm aware, they are announcing the WIPCO numbers for March today. So that's exciting. I kind of want it to be this one again because I would like to get this finished as soon as possible. But I'm also kind of hoping for a new start. Now in this area, I'm actually running out of places to do my pin stitches, because I like to do them underneath threads that are parked, so that I know I'm going to be stitching over them soon. We'll go in there. Gosh, no, not in there. kind of hoping that his eye looks like an eye, because I feel like this area for an eye is very small. This dark area around here is his eyelid, but I'm not sure how apparent that is. Hopefully once the picture is done, that will be really obvious. But at the minute it is not very obvious. I'm sure it'll look fine. And if it doesn't, it's not going on my wall. No, I'm only joking. I'm sure it'll be lovely. Oh wow, it's stuck. Oh, it doesn't want to go through there. Okay, we're in. So today, if you watched my last video, you'll know that I was struggling because my camera was in the way of my stitching and I could barely see. Luckily today we're stitching on 18 count, not 25, so it's a little easier to see anyway. And I've also got my camera in a better position. It's still not perfect, it's still a little bit in my way, but it's definitely an improvement, although it is kind of in the way of me marking off my chart. So maybe next time. No, not you. There's going to be a lot of ending threads here now. I don't usually, when I'm at the edge of a page, I won't park over on the next page. I'll just end the threads and then start all over again on the next page, essentially. Which probably isn't the best way to do it, because I hate starting and ending threads, but I'm too lazy to look at the next page when I'm sewing, so I'm stitching. That is all for there, so we can stitch him. We can park him over here. Here, there. So I hope you've all had a nice week. I am very, very glad that it's Friday. It's been a very long week at work. And this week I'm doing late shifts, so I work from 1:30 until 10. Which is nice because I have the morning free to do what I want, but I'm really an evening at home sort of person. I like just lounging around in the evening and relaxing. I don't like being at work. But yeah, we only have to do late shifts every now and again, so I haven't got any more for a while after this. And it's the last one today, so that's nice. So what colour is this symbol? The blue one, I assume. There we are, 518. Okay, and another one with just one stitch. Okay, 518. I'm trying not to cut off too long of a strand if I've only got to do one stitch, but you have to take into account the tail, the needle end of your thread, and also having enough slack there so that you can actually get your hand near your fabric and do your stitching. So it does have to be fairly long just for one stitch, which is kind of sad. But it is what it is. Apologies if you can hear my stomach rumbling. I have not had breakfast. And I also hope that the lighting's better today. It's sunny outside for the first time in a little while, so that's nice. Does anyone else find that once their area starts getting a bit busy, the loop start isn't always perfect? I keep an extra needle on my needle minder just for poking through the bit that gets stuck. It doesn't always happen, but I think once the hole starts getting a bit crowded, it can't just slide through. Okay, now where are we going to end you? You're going to have to go there. I'm fairly concerned about the last ever stitch I do on a piece, because where will I park it? Or where will I do my pin stitch to end it? I guess I have to just end in the back for one stitch. I'm really not an end in the back type of person, because I absolutely hate flipping my loop over. I think it's such a faff, especially when you've got a lot of excess fabric around it and you haven't got a lot of space. Yeah, I'm really not a fan. I like to end and start everything in the front. Oh, it's having a look think. Okay, next one. This one is 890. Oh. And another one with one stitch. Where are we? 890. Is that you? Yes. So I actually joined a Facebook group for Flosstubers that kind of promotes Flosstubers, and Flosstubers can support each other, and on that group there's a document of all of the Flosstubers that are in the group. And my oh my, is there a lot. It's just, I look at the list and I think I'm never going to have enough time in my life to watch all these people's videos. And I don't know whether to work from them from the start to the end because they're in alphabetical order, and then I feel bad for everyone at the end of the list, or just to pick random ones and watch those. Yeah, it's really, there's so many Flosstube videos and so many of them are wonderful, but they're all very long and there's just not enough hours in the day to watch them all, which is sad. I almost feel like our lives just aren't long enough. There's not enough hours in the day, and there's not enough days in the week. And if we had longer weeks that had more days in them, we would just have less of them. So yeah, maybe what we need is a time machine, or the ability to pause time, and then we could do all the things that we like and not have to worry about using up our time. Okay, so this diagonal is almost finished, which is nice because it's a little crowded in here, and I like moving on to the next diagonal, just so a little bit more breathing room. I'm sort of sat to the side of my camera this time rather than squashed underneath it. My hand is almost too far over to the left to get in there and get into the right hole. That is the last one of that too, so we can pin stitch him in this space under here. Does anyone else do a pin stitch as an end? I feel like a lot of people just bring their thread up in a spare hole and cut it and then it gets secured in the back, but I know for a fact that if I do that, I'll end up pulling it out when my hand's at the back, and then it won't get secured and it will just be a complete mess and an absolute nightmare. Because I'm just so clumsy. So this is the only blue colour in this eye that had more than one stitch. Thank you, blue. Very crowded back there now. I'm kind of looking forward to moving over to this area and getting away from this crowdedness. Deciding to do cross country and then changing your mind, especially when you've started the cross country in the middle of the design, is kind of a pain, because that cross country is there kind of no matter where on the chart you're working, because you've done it in the middle. So I can safely say that I will not be doing that again, and if I do ever decide to try cross country again, it will not be from the middle of the chart, it will be from the edge, so that if I do change my mind, I'm not going to constantly be near it. I put my arm at a funny angle to cut my threads and then I knock my tripod. Okay, 2 more colours of one colour, one stitch. My app is being very slow today. Okay, 2. 3, 8, 1. Surprisingly, it's mostly greens in his eyes, when his eyes are actually a very, very vivid blue. I guess that's just the way that the program converted the colours. I almost think that it's more sensitive to colours than our eyes, because there are areas in the background where it's put like a light green and I can't see any green, but it does look nice stitched, so I'm going to trust it and hope that I've not just done the wrong colour. I don't think I have. I did check many times. And there's multiple different greens, so unless I'm just making the same mistake over and over and choosing the wrong colour lots of times, it must be right. gosh, I'll be glad to get out of this area. Which is a shame because I was really looking forward to doing the eye, but the fact that it's just so busy from joining of cross country and diagonal that it's just not enjoyable around here now. And because I'm having to do pin stitches in all the teeny tiny little spots because there's no free area because of the joining, that's also making it kind of an annoying area to stitch. So here is a classic markup app lie. It wants to say that this stitch that I've highlighted is a different symbol because it's similar to that symbol. So if you can see at the top, it thinks it's this brown colour with the half moon, when actually it's a half moon with a line. So if you're not careful, sometimes you can be fooled. You have to be a little bit vigilant, checking that it's telling you to do the right thing. And a lot of the symbols in this chart are very similar to one another because there's so many colours. I mean, I guess there's only so many symbols that can be. Where is it? No, 500. Is that right? I think so. Yeah. So yeah, it keeps you on your toes. I'm going to try and film a longer stitch with me today. I know I like to have, when I'm watching Stitch with Me's, I like a mixture of long and short. So, and by short I mean around half an hour, and then long, an hour plus. I'm not sure if this one will be an hour plus, but I do like when I'm watching to have options based on how much time I have. So I guess I would just maybe alternate between long and shorter ones. You guys will have to let me know what you prefer. Okay, so you can barely see that there's even a free square here because of the pin stitch, and it's the last one in the area. So you could almost be forgiven for, if you weren't paying attention to your chart, for missing that. It's not going to like this loop start. If I pull very gently, maybe. Oh, success. You just love it when you get things that work correctly. Okay. You could just come through and we can get out of here. I guess it does look like an eye. In my camera screen, it looks like an eye. In real life, it doesn't look like an eye. Who knows? So I'm going to have to pin stitch this one all the way over here because there are no free spots. Now, my next Pic2Pat I'm doing is a photo of my daughter and my partner, and it's absolutely beautiful. And I'm thinking to do that one on 20 count. It is a lot bigger than this one. And then that way, all of my projects will be on different counts. And then my next Aida I'm planning to do on 22 count. So I'll have a project for all counts because I also have a 14 count that I'm working on. And then my Aida is my 25. This is 18. So I think that would be me covering them all, which would be fun. Okay. Just finish these last few stitches in this area and then we are free from this madness. So what is the preferred count that you guys use? I'm kind of torn because I like the high count with the small squares. Oh gosh. No. Can I get that out? Probably not. Yeah, I like the high count with the small squares because I like how detailed and kind of like a photo they can look. But I also just really love the cross stitch look where you can clearly see the crosses and it looks cross stitched. So on a 14 count, I just love that too. So I guess I'm just easily pleased. I like everything. There's nothing that I won't do in cross stitch. I'm sure once I've got one on all of the counts, I'll end up with a favourite. I'm also curious as to whether you guys be interested in a stitch with me with no talking and just the stitching sounds. I am hoping in the summer. I actually live in the middle of nowhere, have no neighbours, and I live just in the countryside, and there's a river at the bottom of my garden. So I'm hoping to do some stitching outside and then you can just listen to the sounds of nature. I know that's something I'd probably enjoy, so hopefully you guys will too. You'd have to let me know. I'm not sure how much of a faff it'll be to film outside, hopefully not too much. Hopefully I don't get attacked by too many bees while I'm out there. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. So once the weather starts to perk up, that will definitely be something that I try. So if you watched my last video, you'll know that I mentioned how I originally filmed that video in 4K and how my laptop was not impressed with me when it came to exporting it and editing it. So then I filmed it again in 720p and my laptop was perfectly happy with that. So hopefully that video and this video and all the videos to come, I guess, are high enough quality. I know that if you watch YouTube on a computer, it automatically makes it 480p, I believe. I know it used to be based on your internet connection, but I think it's actually a thing that they do now for another reason. So you do have to change it to HD if you want to watch it in HD, which is kind of annoying. But I think when you watch on a mobile device or an iPad or something, it does it automatically in HD. I'm sure when I watch videos they are. I don't know if one day I'll get a computer powerful enough to film in 4K, but I mean at the minute I'm using a MacBook and they're powerful and it still can't quite manage it. So who knows how expensive the laptop will have to be for filming in 4K. But at this current moment in time, I'm just not prepared to buy one. There's nothing wrong with my laptop to justify that. Okay, so we've just got one stitch in there, which I'll probably do on the next diagonal because there's another one of it just there. So that is this diagonal for this page done. Thank God. Thank God that is over. And I've only got this area to stitch before I'm feeling like that again, probably. So, like I said, I do live in the middle of nowhere, but my house is also on a national speed limit road. And it's kind of like a connecting road between two villages. So I do get cars speeding past my house, and I always worry because it's a blind corner and people just drive like absolute lunatics past. And not only that, but it ruins my peace and quiet. Yeah, I'm really thinking that one day someone will crash out there when an oncoming car is coming, because it's not technically a single track road, but it's not quite wide enough for two cars. So you do have to slow down and let people pass carefully. And there's also a bus that goes down the road. So if that bus is coming, there's absolutely no room. You have to pull completely off the road to let the bus pass. So yeah, people really need to slow down out there. Luckily, it's not a very busy road, maybe one car every 15 minutes. Which is a nice change, because we used to live on a main road where it was constant traffic. So it really is lovely and peaceful. Oh, last stitch for this one too. So I don't know about you guys, but I'm right-handed, so I have to put my right hand underneath the canvas because my right hand doesn't need as much visual guidance as my left. But when I'm doing my pin stitch, I absolutely, well, actually saying that, I just did it there. But I really struggle to do a pin stitch with my left hand. It's just not coordinated enough to get in between holes. See, that's that colour in for the stitch that I missed, so I can fill him in when I get down there. So I don't know how well the colours are showing on the screen, but like I said, for a brown dog, he's got lots of colours. There's lots of blues and greys. Is that right there? Yeah. Gosh, 2 stitches in a row, that is a luxury for this pattern. Definitely at the wrong angle here. Are you going to come out? Oh, you are, lovely. I find if I do miss the hole and end up stitching in between holes and it won't come out because where I've gone to go back through it, I've gone through a different part. If you just stitch it again, you can't tell. It doesn't look any more bulky or obvious, so that's nice. Right, so this guy's getting a little short, so I'm going to end him. So for those of you who are doing whip go, this thread, I pulled the other thread of this pair out the back by accident when I was stitching over here somewhere, and I just could not figure out where it come from. So I checked all my threads and it looked like they all had pairs, and I just thought, where did that come from? And now I found where it came from. So I'm just going to have to cut this guy away and hope that he is secure in the back. Which is annoying because I only have 2 stitches of that left, so now I've got to start a whole new thread just for 2 stitches. Oh well. We do what we have to do. So, as I was saying before that annoyance, are you guys excited for March Whip Go? Are you hoping for something specific on your board to be called? I fully intend to stick to Whip Go for the whole year, but I have to say this month, and I don't know, it's just because this design was called for twice for both numbers, I am getting a bit antsy to do something else. I've been working on my Aida a little bit more than I had planned. I have stuck to my Whip Go plans. Aren't anything set in stone, like doing 3,000 stitches on one or a certain amount of days on one. My Whip Go goals are just to concentrate on the ones that are called for that month, which is what I've done, and I've really concentrated on this one because I've got quite a lot done. I mean, I started this in February this month, so you can see, I will zoom out at the end and you'll see how much I've done, because I just don't want to commit to doing a certain amount of stitches or days, because you don't know what's going to happen. I mean, I do work full time and I'm a mother and I have a house to run, and I've got just what feels like an endless list of other things I should be doing other than stitching, so I just can't commit to doing a certain amount, because I know that if I don't manage it, I'll feel really annoyed at myself and I'll want to give up because I haven't done well, which is just not how I want to feel. So I've made it so I just concentrate on a specific chart, and then that way I can't go wrong. Well, I mean, I can go wrong, but it's much harder to go wrong. But yeah, I'm definitely hoping that for March I either get my Amazing Animal Kingdom called, because I do want to start putting in some more hours on that one, or a new start is called, because I have, how many? 3 new starts on there. So, I mean, statistically, I should get at least 1 new start this month, I think. Or it will go the complete opposite way and I'll get 2 squares calling for this one again. And to be honest, I think if that happens, I will get bored of doing this and I might switch around my Whipco board. I know that's kind of breaking the rules, but it's better than me just giving up because I'm bored. And then I can come back to this when it gets called again. If one of the squares is this one, I won't mind, but if it's both of them again, I think I'm gonna have to make a change. Because I have put this one on there a few times just because I want to make sure I do get it finished this year. My markup app is predicting that I will finish this in the next month, or just over a month, I think. So I'm not concerned that I won't finish it now, so I don't mind kind of skipping it or moving it around. I mean, either way, I would still get it finished by the end of the year because the Whipco is just for the year, but I don't feel as rushed to make progress on it because I know that I'll be able to do it. Right, where are we parking you? You are going here, I believe. Yep. I've had, so one of my other new starts on my Whipco is another Aida, and there was one in particular that I wanted to do. I haven't purchased it yet. And now I'm kind of glad that I haven't purchased it yet because I'm worrying, as much as I love that design, I'm worrying because it's got quite a, it's a picture of a lake. And I'm worrying because it's got a lot of sky and a lot of water, of course, that maybe I'll get bored of doing the same colours. Because like I said in my last video, I like ones where what I'm stitching is changing constantly because I get bored of what I'm looking at. So I don't know whether or not to maybe do another Amy Stewart bookshelf one, because at least that way it's always changing. But I do need to just sit down one evening and look through the Aida site and make a decision, I think, because I think that I want to change, but I also really want to do that one that I decided. So I don't know. And I don't think that one comes in a mini. Maybe that would be an option to do a mini and do another Aida. But then do I want to start 2 more Aids? That is the question. I don't know. I definitely have to have a little look. And then I, of course, will be filming it, so you guys will see what I decided when that comes up. But then, for all I know, it might not come up on my Whipco for months, so I won't have to worry about it until then. Okay, I'm not sure that I actually even filmed all of that on my markup app. It did tell me it was recording, but then when I went to pause the recording, it was asking me to start the recording. So I'm not sure, I'll have to see. No, apologies if I've missed all of that. I think it's working now, so we'll just carry on from here. But hopefully it was recording, because that's annoying if not, and I'm going to have to keep an eye on that. It's actually turning into a beautiful day outside. Lovely and sunny. Lovely and sunny for me to go to work. Of course. So my general rule for parking is if the stitch above it isn't done, I won't stitch it and I will park. But because I've done cross country in some areas, there are some random stitched stitches, which means oh, my stomach is really rumbling, which means I'm having to sort of break my rule every now and then. Okay, so my marker was telling me I have one more of these somewhere. Right, I've done that. So that will be this one. Just one of those. Annoying. What have we got around here? There's one of you as well, great. Could I fill in those ones with that colour? Could I? Should I? Will anyone know? I mean, maybe not. Who knows? Should I do it anyway? I'm gonna. Don't tell anyone that you see me breaking the rules. No one knows except me and you. It could be our little secret. To be honest, I do this a lot. I know I shouldn't, and I know I should stick to it, but I just think, is it worth the hassle of starting up one stitch and ending it? Especially in this case, because I'll have to do it twice. I mean, when I'm picking out my colours for the designs that I start, and I see that it's calling for a colour and it's telling me that there's only one stitch of it on the entire chart, I just think, what was the point? Unless it's somewhere like here in the eye where that might make a difference. If it's just on like fur or background colour, you're just not gonna know. I know this is obviously generated by an algorithm, so it's no one's fault, but that also means that no one will mind if I don't do it right, because I don't mind. And if you guys don't tell, then no one will know. Yeah, I just think why go to the hassle of that one? You're not really going to notice when the overall picture is done. I have a parked thread there. This one is parked. Let me mark you as parked before I forget. So I'm just going to mark off these ones as if I did them right. So I'm probably not going to get this video uploaded today because I only have a limited amount of time. I should probably get it exported and edited today and then exported again. But uploading and getting it, ready for you guys to see, it's probably going to be tomorrow. So it's probably going to be Saturday the 26th when you see this, or when it's first uploaded at least. And I want to say thank you to the people that have subscribed to me so far. It's funny because I have like 6 subscribers and it's just so exciting. I don't know how I'd feel when I ever hit like 100 or something, but it feels really nice. I mean, I know sometimes I subscribe to people that I maybe wouldn't usually watch, but the thought that 6 people are subscribed because they want to see another video that I upload is like the most heartwarming thing ever. So yeah, hopefully just onwards and upwards. I mean, I may not ever get more than 6 subscribers, but I'm happy to upload for those 6 people if that is how it will be, because I just appreciate the support. And actually, I'm stitching every day anyway. Filming it isn't much more hassle. I mean, the editing and exporting and uploading stuff takes a little while, but it's fun. So even if I never have more than 6 subscribers, I will still carry on because I'm enjoying myself. And it also gives me an excuse to stitch. For example, today I should be doing the housework, but I told my partner that I needed to film a new video, so I've been excused from the housework. So, perks to the job. There's a dodgy stitch there. Can I fix you? I'll leave you for now. If I still notice you in 100 stitches, maybe I'll come back and fix you. I mean, there's a number of dodgy stitches on this pattern, so... Well, on my... Oh, seriously? Right, I guarantee you, next time I film, I will have my camera so that it's not in my way, and I don't do silly things like this. Because I promise when I'm not filming, I don't do things like this. It's okay, easy fixes. Okay, and you can go up there. So I'm hoping that next time I film this chart, this project, I will potentially be on a new page, and we'll be in a nice open space that isn't super crowded, and we can just stitch to our heart's content. No, it's not too bad in this area, to be honest. Once I get down here, maybe I'll start feeling like that again, but at the minute, I'm okay. Last one of you is, are any of you doing a Pic2Pat pattern? And if so, what photo are you using? The photo of my partner and my daughter that I'm going to be doing it's a photo of them fishing, and you can just, the faces aren't in it, it's just the back of them. But it was just such a lovely moment, and it's such a beautiful scene. I absolutely can't wait to stitch it. That'll do. I'm kind of hoping that one gets called for Whip Go too. Honestly, I just want to do something else other than this, to be honest. But yeah, that one would be lovely to do. And I will happily frame that and put it on my wall maybe as soon as you come in my front door so you can see, because it's a lovely photo, and once it's stitched I think it's going to look amazing. I think this one will look amazing when it's done, to be honest. Not stitched. Why have I marked that one there as stitched? Okay, let me change that. Why do I confuse myself? You are not done. Did I do that? I must have. So funny. Just my fingers just touching the wrong places on the screen. I've actually chipped my nail, so it's catching on my thread. And I've also got a teeny tiny cut on my finger there, on my cuticle. I don't know where that came from. I think I must have done that at work. I also find that with this app, the colours that it uses to colour in, like when you set the DMC colour, aren't a true, I mean they're not quite, some of them are, but a lot of them aren't similar to the actual colour that you use. So I'll see it highlighted and I'll think, oh, I'm looking for a really dark brown, but actually it's a light brown or something like that. Like the one that I just did, I suppose it looks kind of like a taupey colour on my screen, but it's actually grey. So that can be confusing sometimes. Because as well, if you're doing a sneaky using the wrong colour, you think, oh, these two look similar, but actually the threads themselves don't look similar. So you have to be careful. So I think this is going to be my last colour that I do today. I'm going to try and get this exported today, ready to upload tomorrow. Why do I keep doing that? It's definitely the angle that I'm sitting at. Oh, see, it doesn't want to come out. I hope we just go down the right hole. Let's see what happens. I don't know about that. Let's just do that again. Yeah. It's better. It's not perfect. But who is and what is? Where are we going next? There. Okay. Okay, so that's all I'm going to do today. I'm going to try and zoom out now, just so you guys can see how much I've done. That's as far as I can go. So yeah, excuse my dressing gown. Yeah, so I've done all this top corner, his ear, and then I've also come down here a little bit and done sort of part of his mouth. I will have a picture of him on the screen so you can get a reference of what you're actually looking at. But yeah, making good progress. And I've drawn out my grid lines for the whole thing. I've done a little bit of cross country over here. But yeah, that's the end of him there. So this is half of the width. So he's not too big. Definitely be done within the next like month to 6 weeks. So yeah, hopefully next time we'll be moved on to a different area. I think I'm probably going to go over here next. Or maybe I'll do it here, but I kind of want to avoid this for a little while. Yeah. Okay. So I hope you all have a lovely weekend, and I hope the weather is nice. I hope that the sun here stays for the weekend, but I have a sneaking suspicion that it won't because it doesn't. Yeah, so bye guys.